gentlemen, may I sincerely apologize for starting this program behind schedule. It is due to some logistic issues that we needed to sort out. And having passed through that phase, we are commencing the program in earnest. So in view of that, may I recognize the presence of the representative of the Chief Justice of Nigeria in person of Honorable Justice CZ Inweze, Chief Justice of Supreme Court of Nigeria. You are welcome, my Lord. May I also recognize the presence of Professor Peter Akpa, SAN, Research Professor, Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies. You are welcome, sir. May I also have the pleasure of recognizing the presence of Kemi Okeyendo, Executive Director, Partners West Africa, Nigeria. The representative of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes, in person of Muchaneta Mundopa. You are welcome. May I also recognize the presence of the representative of Executive Director, Prisoners Rehabilitation and Welfare Action Power, Ogechi Ogu Esquire. You are welcome, ma. The representative of the President of Center for Law and Socio-Legal Study, Professor Akinsoye George, is being represented by Mr. Kelvin Mejulu. You are welcome, sir. We have the representative of the Chief Justice of Ghana here present in persons of Nana Yo Fripong Gyamfi and Nicholas Kujo Abodapi. You are welcome. We are most happy to have you in the house. Without much ado, may I hand over? Okay, sorry. So I go on this program. Can we have, please, the national anthem so that we can kickstart this program in earnest? And I will seek our indulgence to be on our feet to take the national anthem. Thank you very much. May we take our seat, please. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, we have many of our speakers, chairman of panel in the house. May I generally recognize your presence. As the program continues, we shall recognize you in due course. Thank you very much for coming and gracing the occasion. Without much ado, may I invite to the high table the representative of Chief Justice of Nigeria, Honorable Justice Olukayode Ariwola, being heavily represented by my Lord, Honorable Justice CZ Inweze, Justice of Supreme Court of Nigeria. Please may my Lord be guided to the high table. You are welcome, my Lord. May I also invite the representative of Mr. Oliver Stope of the United Nations Office on Drug and Crimes in person of Mochaneta Mundopa. You are welcome to the item. I have the singular honor and pleasure of inviting Mr. Agbemi Jayebo of Jury Trust Center for Social Legal Research and Documentation to the item. So we still are waiting the arrival of some members of this panel, and as they arrive, we usher them into the high table. But before then, may I recognize the presence of the faculty lead of Jury Trust Center for Social Legal Research and Documentation in person of Ms. Professor Adedeji Adekunle, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Welcome. And my apologies for not doing this earlier. Without much ado, I would like to hand over the microphone to Mr. Agbemi Jayebo to give the welcome remarks. You are welcome, sir.
My Lord, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, represented by Honorable Justice Nweze, chairpersons of the various sessions, conference speakers, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to welcome you to this Maiden Regional Conference on Criminal Justice Administration for Sub-Saharan Africa, African stakeholders. The Jury Trust Center, in its effort to advocate for a sound and functional criminal justice system in Nigeria, has collaborated with a network of grantees of the MacArthur Foundation on Nigeria's Criminal Justice Project to convene this hybrid conference. Our goals are to engage a wide range of interactions with stakeholders from other African countries and to explore best practices for the management of pre-trial detention, effective implementation of non-custodial measures, and speedy trials. To achieve this cause, we're here gathered under the theme, Consolidating Reforms in Criminal Justice and its Administration, Best Practices. It is my pleasure and privilege to kindly advert your attention to the front page of the brochure, which lists out all the members of the cohort that are partners in convening this regional conference. Significant time, talent, and resources have been invested in reforming the criminal justice systems across the continent, and especially in Nigeria within the past decade. Numerous laws have been enacted to upgrade legal frameworks and make them meet the challenges of new forms of criminalities. Ensuring speedy dispensation of justice is work in progress, and we see its manifestation in the adoption of new procedures and continuous trainings and reorientation of criminal justice sector actors, especially judicial officers. We must, however, take the risk to embrace further measures to help integrate more optimistic and radical provisions to advance the protection of the rights of suspects, the rights of victims, and society at large. Extensive measures are still required to reduce overburdening of the courts. Accountability, checks and balances among criminal justice actors, especially law enforcement, are indispensable for the efficient management of criminal justice institutions. There is no worse tyranny than that perpetrated under the shadow of the law and in the name of justice. We should therefore continue to vigorously advocate for fair and speedy trials and respect for the dignity and constitutional rights of detainees awaiting trial. Injustice to one is a threat to justice for all. In this regard, we invite you to be your neighbor's keeper. We have for this conference a rich array of speakers from Uganda, Rwanda, South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria. I thank each of the speakers for giving effort to share their expertise on the various sub-themes of this conference. We look forward to having deliberations on how to sustain the best practices and improve on them, considering the society's dynamic and several contemporary factors threaten to jeopardize the gains made so far. We also look forward to exploring the possibilities of multi-level collaboration in implementing effective and efficient anti-corruption legal frameworks in sub-Saharan Africa. The record of corruption is appalling, hence borrowing a leaf or two from one another and from other crimes could help strengthen our resolve. As we gather at this Maiden Regional Conference, we owe ourselves in Africa a duty to apply great astuteness and teamwork in achieving our goals. As Helen Keller put it, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. May I respectfully urge you to play your part and play it well as individuals, judicial officers, legal practitioners, and stakeholders in the criminal justice sector. In spite of diversities in culture, we all still have a common goal, which is justice, the cornerstone of peace and security in Africa. Jury Trust acknowledges with gratitude the partnership of all members of the cohort, and we want to thank especially members of the editorial committee headed by Professor Yemi Akinseye George, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. On behalf of Jury Trust Center, I welcome you and wish you a fulfilled experience throughout this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gbemi Jaiba, for this wonderful presentation. And another round of applause for him, please. Thank you very much once again. While introducing our guest, I made a fundamental mistake and I need to correct myself. My lords, may I sincerely apologize for that flip of introduction. My Lord Justice Nanayo Fripong and Justice Nicholas Kujo Abodakbi, Justices of the High Court of Ghana. You are welcome, sir, representing the Chief Justice of Ghana. My sincere apology for that flip. May I also recognize the presence of the Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies in person of Professor Taufik Mohammed Laden. You are welcome, sir. Professor Isabella Okagwe, you are welcome. Sincerely recognize your presence. Apologies. So we go to the next item, which is welcome remarks. And we have joining us via Zoom the head of component GIZ program in Nigeria, Mr. Gaitan Guita. Mr. Gaitan, is it available? Can we have him? You are welcome, sir.
My Lords, the Honourable Chief Justice of Nigeria, the Honourable Attorney General of the Federation and Commissioner for Justice, please permit me to rely on the well-established protocol. Please also allow me to apologize for not being able to attend this conference in person. As you are all aware, security challenges currently plaguing Abuja has led our embassy to update its security protocol, meaning it's currently not recommended for us to attend public gatherings in person, unfortunately. Please permit me to start by giving you a brief background of GIZ in general and the police program in particular. As a federally owned enterprise, GIZ supports the German government in achieving its objectives in the field of international cooperation. GIZ started operating in Nigeria in 1974, indicating a long history of cooperation between both governments. In Nigeria at the moment, GIZ runs 27 programs in various sectors, running through energy, health, agriculture, peace and security sectors, just to mention a few. The GIZ program to build and strengthen the police structures in selected partner countries in Africa, country component Nigeria, or in short, the Police Program Africa, is funded through the German Federal Foreign Office and implemented by GIZ. The Police Program Africa is currently operating in 9 different countries and 2 different regional components. Police Program Africa commenced its activities in 2016 in Nigeria, with a focus on criminal investigation and justice reforms. The first phase ran from 2016 to 2019. The second phase of funding is currently ongoing and ran from 2019 to the end of this year, 2022. We have already been awarded another phase 3 of the Nigerian component, phase 5 of the regional program, which will run from 2023 till 2025. Just to give you a brief background of what we've done in the current phase, we've trained over 900 police officers on basic crime scene investigation and crime scene management. We've developed 5 forensic modules and added those modules to the MPF's curriculum. They have been developed in close collaboration with the MPF's training department, and they've subsequently been validated by that same department. In addition to curriculum development and training of police officers, we've also done training of trainers, where we've trained 42 trainers, we've certified them on the new modules, and in doing so, we're enabling them to independently train recruits on the by GIZ developed modules in the future. In addition to this, we've supported forensic laboratories in Abuja and Lagos. We have been equipping them with 2 forensic disciplines, fingerprints and ballistics, enabling them to process evidence, evidence subtracted from the crime scenes related to fingerprints and ballistics in line with modern standards. We've also supported the Director of Public Prosecution's office, both in Lagos and Abuja, by setting up digital case management systems, which is still ongoing at the moment. In addition to this, we've helped set up and establish CSI units, crime scene investigator units, in 6 different states to act as first responders and collect evidence on crime scenes found across the Federation. These are laboratories. The investigative police officers can utilize this evidence to conclude thorough investigations, which will ultimately make its way into the court system. However, investigation is only one aspect of the criminal justice chain. And therefore, to ensure an enhanced synergy between stakeholders in the chain of justice, the GIZ Police Program, with the support of the Administration of Criminal Justice Monitoring Committee, as well as the Criminal Justice Sector Reform Committees in select states, have played a major role in bridging the gap between police and prosecutors' relationships. This has led to the development and adoption of standard operating procedures, both in the Federal Capital Territory and Lagos, in line with the 2015 Administration of Criminal Justice Act/Law and the 2020